How can ordinary choices bring you face to face with death?
It was really safe.
Felicia, it's okay. Felicia, it's okay!
Hello, Mother.
I think it's so amazing that you can reach people's deceased loved ones.
Well, some people have unfinished business, and that's why they stay.
Hi. I rented out the suite online.
Pull yourself together.
Bestie.
Will you dare to open the door?
You're always.
The following announcement has been paid for.
It's going to be the biggest battleground in the history of our sport.
The biggest match in pro wrestling history.
Okay. Oh, I got it. This is better. Last word. I dig music. Woo! I'm on drugs!
As the biggest night in the history of this great organization.
Oh, that's right, folks. It's me. It's the THC DOGG back here for another thrilling episode of the WMW Podcast. With me, as always, my brother from another mother, the I to the double ZY, Mr. Izzy High.
What's happening, Captain? What is happening? I am so happy to be here and so looking forward to this episode. We're about to have a blast, man.
Awesome. So you survived the clown crud for the most part.
We call it the Jugga Plague, and I'll explain it. But yeah, I'm feeling awesome, man. Feeling awesome right now and really ready to go, man.
Nice. You want to introduce our guest?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I've got about a 22, 23-year relationship with this young man, and I'll tell you what, always impressed with what I see, just not only as a wrestler, but as a human being. The fire starter, Jake Crist, man. So awesome to have you here.
All right.
Hey,
Jake.
how's it going, guys? Bro, Izzy High. Bro, kickboxer, Frank. What do I call you? Do I call you all those things rolled up into one? I'll tell you what. I was watching the introduction, and Izzy High walking out to the ring, bro. You haven't aged a bit. You haven't aged a bit, bro.
Neither of you, man. Thanks so much.
I'm trying.
Jake, thank you for coming by today. We appreciate your time. So our WMW podcast here, what we do is we focus on the three great passions in life. We start off with weed, and we talk about some music, because what goes better with weed than music?
Yeah,
really.
bro.
And then we get into the wrestling side of things. So today, for starters, what are we smoking on, gentlemen?
Go right ahead,
Right
Jake.
now, I have a MKX. I'm actually at the end, almost at the end of the road on these. I'm about to. I like to, burn them all the way down, and then throw the card out. Then I'll grab another. I got like the summer pack from the MKX Ultra brand. So like, I go to Michigan, even though I'm an Ohio guy. There we go. That's
Right
what's
on.
up. That's yes. I'm actually Purple Punch it's at the end of the
Oh, I like the Purple Punch. That's good stuff.
Yeah, Purple Punch is in this, but yeah, it's real tasty. I like the MKX. I like these.
Yeah,
Nice. What about you, my friend?
Well, we've got a few things going on today. As he spoke about the MKX cart, I had the Purple Punch the other week. My favorite candy is the Sour Patch Kids, so we were on Sour Patch Kids right here with this cart. Strain-wise, I am smoking on Papaya Punch, and they say it's a potent indica hybrid marijuana strain that's teeth got in the way. Caused by crossing papaya and purple punch, and the effects are giggly, sleepy, and relaxed. But the coffee balances it out, and we call that a gypsy speedball.
All right.
For my illness that I had the jug of plague this past week, I found these to be quite helpful. We go with the MKX brand again. These are the deep sleepers, and I ate about, I don't know, 160. And I slept for about 12 hours, so I'm feeling really, really awesome right now and really happy to be here at this moment.
Nice. And these are from our good friends over there at the Flower Bowl?
Yeah, the Flower Bowl. As I've always mentioned before, if you go in there and you ask for the Giant, you tell them that you've seen us here. You go in, you fill out a review on Google, you're going to get some free weed. We give you a free pre-roll there. Also, your first visit over at the Flower Bowl, you get 30% off. So make sure you go in there, ask for the Giant, tell them we sent you, and we'd greatly appreciate it.
All right, all right. And I am wrapping up a gas and glue cart, and today is payday. So after I'm done working today, we're off to the dispensary.
Right.
And Rise, I got to tell you, and granted, we all grew up in that generation where, you know, we got weed wherever we could get weed. I see a lot of it's funny. There's this new group forming there. They're called the weed snobs. And it's like they talk about weed. It's like, oh, well, it has to be this and this and this. All it's like we used to fucking meet a guy in a parking lot, hope he showed up, and then bought whatever the hell he had. We didn't have a whole lot of choices back then. So the fact that this is happening really, really amuses me. So a little bit of news today in the world of marijuana. Florida, and it's always the story when we start with Florida. Florida judge has vetoed. Apparently, they were trying to pass a law that would prevent people who use medical marijuana from purchasing guns because they're like, well, they could be a danger to themselves or to others. And I'm like, well, to themselves, maybe, because, you know, from time to time, we all get sad. But I've never in my life met a pothead who went on a rampage. You know, never once. Not like anytime you hear about these school shootings or any of these mass shooting, they're never like, and he was really high on weed when he did it. No, he fucking didn't. You can barely get fucking weed smokers to play shooting games on TV, let alone in real fucking life. So the Florida district judge said, no, that's discrimination. It's against the Second Amendment. You know, they have just as much right, medical marijuana users, because it used to be when you filled out the form in the gun shop, one of the questions was, do you use medical marijuana? And if you answered yes, canceled right there. They won't give you a gun. So more people in Florida with guns. I guess that's a good thing. Maybe. But so that's what's going on today in the news as far as marijuana goes. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens because there's been a lot of talk the last week or so, and I know it's primarily a distraction, but there's a lot of talk that they may reclassify marijuana and make it a Schedule III drug, which I think is like a slap in the wrist if you're underage. I think it's the same. I think it's like the same way alcohol is which is fun. I've known more people die from alcohol abuse than marijuana abuse.
So they did the same thing with Michigan when Michigan went from medicinal to recreational as well. And I think that was a big threat, more or less than anything, that if, you know, it's kind of another way to kind of ostracize the user that, you know, you choose marijuana or you choose your gun, one way or the other, hippie, you know. So again, a lot of it's maybe just distractions, scare tactics, things like that. Maybe. And again, another way to either out a gun owner or a pot user. I don't know. Pretty
much. So I find it, and Izzy, you and I have talked about this a bit, and Jake, I'd love to get your take on it. I'm seeing, I'm glad to see the passage of more and more of these marijuana laws, especially for guys like yourselves who work in, wrestling business, boxing, any kind of spot where your body is taking a beating on a regular basis. Because I think when the acceptance of marijuana started going up, the level of people dying from painkiller overdoses started to go down. Like we had that rash of deaths in the early 2000s where like every time you fucking turned on the goddamn news, another wrestler had died, but not so much now. And what is your take? I mean, as far as being an active performer and everything, do you find it to be effective with pain more so than any painkillers that you may have tried at any point?
This is on you, Jake.
Oh yeah. I'd much rather smoke weed than take anything else. Weed has always kind of dulled the pain. I mean, it's not for me. It's not been like the miracle drug and like completely take my pain away. But I have abused my body for 24 years, or going on 23 years now. So like I like to say I'm in my Jordan year, but yeah, like I'm straight up like I'm big four. Like if you need to dull your pain, I'd rather you reach for marijuana than anything else, even than alcohol. Like I made it known that I had a problem with alcohol. 5 years sober from alcohol. So like
nice. Congratulations.
5 years this October, but like it's gonna happen. Like
sure.
why turn back now? Like I've been on this long road of sobriety, which has been great. When I was an alcoholic, I couldn't like even tell if you're like who you were in front of me. Said, are you a man? Are you a woman? Like what?
Right.
Like, is this my best friend or like who's talking to me? I was just kind of in a big blur. Weed has never made me feel like that. Like I smoke weed as soon as I wake up to when I put my phone down, my pen down, kiss my wife goodnight and say, good night, sweetheart, and like close my eyes to go to bed. Like it's literally this pen's in my hand like 24 hours, but like it totally takes my pains and aches away. I also am big into jumping in cold plunge. Like I am big cold showering too, so like that actually really helps my joints as well. But as far as the weed side of this conversation, I would much rather anyone in any walks of life grab weed than anything else.
Yeah, that fucking. I mean, we've all known people who fought that oxy demon.
Oh,
like I have,
man.
Like I had a friend of mine. She was thrown down the stairs by her now ex-husband.
Yeah,
and they cracked her spine, and they put her on oxy, and like 8 years later, she's still taking the oxy, and it's like, this isn't good. You don't like. Because now I think at that point, your mind is convincing you that the pain is still there because your mind's like, I need this drug. I need this drug. I need this drug. So yes, that's what's crazy about it to me is the fact that the fight continues and maybe hopefully within the next year or two, we'll actually see a reclassification, a legalization across the country, because the prohibition against marijuana, they didn't win that. The government, the war on drugs, they spent billions of dollars. I mean, we all grew up in the same age, when the DARE officer would come to school or, and they'd go through that whole thing with you. And it was, a ton of money.
Not to mention that they were just spreading scare tactics across like schools. I mean, like you think I'm not saying kids, try drugs or whatever, but I mean they put such maybe you should put, fear of God into kids. Like I don't know what's good and what's wrong, but I just remember like growing up and being an adult and trying things. It's like weed being the one thing, like the gateway drug or whatever. It's never made me want to do any other drug.
No, not at all.
Never, ever. Like that was my biggest thing was like the dare thing. It's just the scare tactics of putting the fear in God. It's like, oh, like as my wife looks in the door at me, But
what about the other view from the dare tactic was we could find drugs where? Let me write this down.
He's like, oh wait, what is this?
My thing was, okay, I remember the commercial.
It's educational.
Of the egg. I remember the commercial of the egg, like this is your brain on drugs, and it's like starts. I'm like, I kind of want to see what my brain would be like, sizzling, like it's sizzling and popping, like, huh.
I used to
commercial maybe Dare pushed me into trying marijuana.
It could be. It could be.
I wanted my brain to.
I used to make the joke with local cops when I'd go to different towns. I'd be like, hey, where's the drugs at? And they'd look at me all crazy. I'm like, quit looking at me like that, man. I'm not from here. You know where it's all at. Quit playing dumb, man. Come on.
You know where the good shit is, bro.
Yeah, just tell me where it's at, man. Point me in the right direction. All right.
But never, you're right. I mean, never once did I smoke a joint and then be like, that heroin sounds pretty good. Let's give that a try. Never, ever.
Son, won't you come? No, that's never crossed my mind either. Ever.
Nope. I enjoy marijuana a great deal. And it works very well with my psych meds because I'm diagnosed bipolar. It works very well keeping me balanced and keeping my mind focused. So, folks, those of you who are watching, really, research it. If you're not familiar with it, research it because they've done all the research at this point. We know what it can do. We know what it can't do.
And I'll also say this: weed's not for everyone too. I've known somebody that smokes, like take a hit off a pen and melt into a couch and not want to do anything, or have the opposite effect and freak out.
Oh, the fucking paranoias.
Weed's not for everyone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I have friends that makes them paranoid regardless.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we'll be sitting around my house, and I live in a legal state. And before I moved, I lived in a legal state. So I'd just be like, what are you guys worried about?
Right.
It's legal where we are. You're in private property. I mean, we're not, unless we start prank calling pizza places or something, which I mean, you might do. We're good. What's the problem? So folks at home, seriously, it is, you're right. It is not for everybody, but there are so many options now available between the edibles and pills and RSO. And so, I suggest if you find that you need that, there might be a way. Like some people just can't smoke it. And I understand that too. That's fine. But there's so many, again, the research
there's so many levels to it.
Exactly.
Too. Walk in and ask your bud tender, what would be best for you. Hey, I'm like this or that. Like I have this going on. They'll be able to put you in the right direction.
They're an amazing group of people, the bud tenders, because I don't know. All I know, I used to cook for a living. I worked in a few restaurants when I was in my early 20s. And the only thing that ever did was make me fat. So I wonder about, like working in a fucking weed store. It's like, I mean, obviously not at work, I'm not high, but after work, am I high? Like how does that work out? It's like, what does the stripper do when the shift is over kind of thing?
And the worst that could happen is you say, oh, that wasn't a microdose.
Exactly.
Wait it out.
We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Cliffy, and I'm here today to tell you about an amazing new product that I got that you want, that you need in your life. It's called Ninja Vanish. If you're like me, you get yourself in a lot of sticky situations. How you gonna get out of them? Who's got time? Who wants to deal with that? You need Ninja Vanish. Here's how it works. You're in the situation, you gotta get out of the situation, bam! Hey, where'd I go? You don't know, and more importantly, no one else knows. You piss your pants in your friend's couch? Ninja vanish. You fart in an elevator? You gotta get out of there. Ninja vanish. You walk into a gay bar? Ninja vanish. Unless you're gay. You get in a fight with a hooker? She bite your tongue off? Ninja vanish. You reference old things that aren't even funny no more? Ninja vanish. You pull out too late. 9 months later, you got a problem on your hands.
Baby, I have something really important to tell you. I'm pregnant.
God damn it!
Ninja vanish. Your mom catches you jacking off.
What are you doing?
I'm using the bathroom.
Well, I'm coming in there.
No.
Ninja vanish. You wake up next to a big girl in the morning that you don't know how you got there?
You was a minotaur last night.
She's got a dick. Ninja vanish. Hey, and for the ladies, you can use it as well. It ain't just for us guys. You fart while your boyfriend's going down on you. Ninja vanish. Alright, now tell you what I'm gonna do. 'Cause we can't do this all day. I'm gonna give you a month's supply of Ninja Vanish for $29.95. It's made in Thailand, so you know it's good. You also get this, the blow phone. A phone with a breathalyzer. You'll never drunk dial again. $40 value, absolutely free in the next 15 minutes. Hey, you've tried the other guys? Now dip out with the best. Ninja Vanish.
Mr. Chocolate Juggalo Willie Mack up in the piece, and you listen to WMW. Who? Hey, WMW, Willie Mack, almost.
All right, and we're back. I want to thank Willie Mack for giving us a shout out over there at the gathering. It was great, and I've seen Willie work, man. He is a fun wrestler to watch, man. I really enjoy what he does.
Real quick, Jake, how long's it been since you'd seen Cliffy, man?
Man, bro, years upon. I was just thinking, like, Ninja Vanish, bro. That was like a blast from the past, bro.
I'm sitting here with chills because I know you knew Cliffy, man.
Oh yeah, bro.
He's been gone about 8 years now. So.
Yeah, wow. Bro. What's he into? Like, what's he? Do you know what's he?
He's been gone for about 8 years.
Oh
now.
shit! Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, he was murdered. So that's
Damn,
my way.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's my way.
Whoa.
I'll talk to you about it later.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's my way of keeping Cliffy's spirit alive.
Oh my God. I did not. Wow. All right. Yeah, we need to talk after this.
I'll talk to you about that later, man. But
oh my goodness.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry to find that you found that out now. That's my bad.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah.
So today, now
sorry, wow.
Oh no, that's all right, man. It happens.
I'm sorry you didn't know. My bad.
Yeah, like man, you.
Yeah, he was awesome, man.
Wrestling gets you in like such a tunnel vision mindset, and it's just like, bro, like it's.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I knew you came up with him as well.
Yeah,
so.
like me, my brother, Drake, my wife, we'd always go to Indianapolis, IPW, Insanity Pro Wrestling.
Yep.
Like, oh man, but music, right? Music,
yes.
Getting the wrestling here
in just a few minutes. So today you sent me a video for a what the hell's going on there? Jeez.
So I'll tell you,
the Kind Thieves. Yep. Tell us a little bit about the Kind Thieves.
I met the Kind Thieves performing out in West Virginia. They were opening up as well for Fams and the Hooligans when I was performing out there. And these guys are kind of like a psychedelic bluegrass mix. They're out of West Virginia. They've been at it for a while. They have 3 founding members: Colby Ellswick, who is the singer and lead guitarist; Archibald Johnson, who is the acoustic guitar; Drew Shinearts, who's the bass player; And then you also have Christian Ray Tanitz, who plays the keyboard and the trumpet. And then Colby, he's, again, the lead singer and guitarist. They really, really have such a unique sound. Out of West Virginia, we've featured quite a few bands out of West Virginia.
We have. There's a hell of a lot of music going on out there. I mean, that's where the Zombie Cult is from.
The Hooligans.
Yeah, the Hooligans. So fucking, yeah, I don't know what's going on in West Virginia, but keep doing what you're doing, guys. So let's check out the clip here of, this is a cover of Comfortably Numb.
All right, goes a little something like this. Yeah.
All right. Got to be careful with copyright on YouTube. I mean, it probably would be fine, but I don't, we've had some issues. So go to youtube.com, The Kind Thieves, and check them out. I dig that sound. I'm certainly going to do that myself. There's a new project that we're kicking around here, and I might actually have a perfect spot for them. We're talking. I talked to a couple of people yesterday, and I'll just leave it at this: Headbangers Ball.
Right.
So we got a plan, my friend. We got a plan. All righty, we are going to hit one more quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about this crazy, crazy world called wrestling.
Come on, to the Circus Bazaar. If you're into paranormal stunts and supernatural sideshow freaks, then step this way and witness another world circus.
You take a mortal man and put him in control. Watch him become a god. Watch people's heads roll.
All right, all right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake, wow. Gee, okay, so first things first before we get into anything else. Was that a weed whacker?
That was a weed whacker, and
Okay.
that was Alex Cologne's idea.
Now, crazy enough, I had my hands on Alex in his first years as well.
Dude, that's awesome. You've had your fingerprints across the wrestling world, and that's amazing.
Yeah, so as I said,
There's no denying that.
Yeah, I sent him that. I thought that'd be a great feature to bring you in.
That was great. That was in Iowa for Sammy's promotion, Wrestling Revolver. I was world champion that match, and that was a wild night. I was looking at those bumps, and I was just like, I was kind of reliving it because I'm not the guy that goes back and rewatches my stuff, you know.
Right.
I might like make a video or two, but like that's as much as like highlight or like match stuff that I watch of my own. Like I'm one of those like old school guys. It's like, okay, I just had that one, on to the next one.
Right.
Like, you know, even if you know it's something special, like you still kind of gotta like, unless there's a little pause in time, but like maybe a week or two in between shows where you might like think back by like the last match that you had. But like for me, it's always just like on to the next one. But that one, Alex, that superplex off the ladder into the cage, like wrapped with barbed wire, hat on a hat on a hat. He actually hit the side of the apron and like it messed his hip up I think it's still messed up from that match. That was like I'm not good with time. Like time just kind of just one blurry jumble mess for me right now. But like Alex, like that was a while ago, and he's still kind of getting around not too good with his hip. So then that was just from that like superplex right on that hardest part of that ring, that apron. I know it's like a big thing that people like to say, oh, it's the hardest part of the ring, but it really is.
Sure, absolutely. That's where the structure is. So it's either wood or steel or whatever, you know, whatever your ring's made of. And I could imagine, you know, I can understand why people would say that.
Yeah, he also hit like the lip of that cage too, like the piping of the cage, because it seemed like it was just a like a steel cage, like if you were to build a steel cage, they just laid the two down. So it was kind of a cool concept.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's real cool concept.
If there's something that's gonna give between body and steel, it's gonna be body.
It's gonna be Alice Cologne's hip.
Yeah,
right. Exactly.
99% of the time, steel wins.
Exactly.
You might get lucky, you know, but it's like going to Vegas. The house always wins.
Right.
Sooner or later, it'll get you. So now, Jake, when Izzy brought your name up to me, it immediately rang a bell because I had seen you and your brother work, Ring of Honor and other places like that. And I was like, oh, yeah, right on. Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about your breaking into the business.
Man, I actually broke in at 17. I had my first match at 17, 2002. It was at the Pickwick Fishing Games. It was an outdoor event.
Crazy Jay?
Yeah, it was Crazy Jay.
I remember.
Yeah, I wrestled as Crazy Jay, and I look like I fell out of Jeff Hardy's closet. I wore like the arm sleeve. I had like the pants that they wore, but instead of black, they were green. So I thought, oh, this will make it my own. And I had like a black wife beater on, and I wrestled my trainer. I wrestled my trainer, Bill Kovaleski, Bodacious. I don't know if you remember him. But he was just around the Dayton area. He didn't really do much. He did a couple job matches for up north or up in New York, and then he did like the first. I think it was like 40-man battle royal was like his claim. But he came down and trained. There was like 15 of us kids in New Carlisle, Ohio, that loved professional wrestling. We would wrestle in like the backyards, front yards, parks, anywhere where we got kicked. Like eventually we got kicked out of every place we went. So we went to my guy named Dustin Ray's. He was like my best friend. We went to his barn and we built a ring and welding class. And we started running backyard shows and just flying out to high school. The flyers hit. My cousin was big into like the AOL message boards and stuff, like when they first started. So he was kind of low key our promoter. So we'd start like posting our flyers. Come see my cousin and his crazy wacky friends wrestle.
Nice.
Out nowhere in this barn. So it kind of caught traction in the Dayton area, and the biggest news station, News Center 7, picked up the like a backyard wrestling special. Like all these kids in Dayton are, is this harmful? Is this bad? What should we do? A WWF. I think they were still F at the time. They were at the Nutter Center, and they interviewed a bunch of like Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho. They were like, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this. And then they showed clips of like a couple other backyard people, like wrestlers, doing their thing, like next to like cinder blocks or like steps and stuff, like literally out in their yards. And then they're like, but then you got these kids out in New Carlisle and they actually have their shit together, and they have a ring and they have merchandise and they have fog machine, they have an entryway. Like, nice. So we had all our stuff set up. So when that aired, that next Sunday, after church, like most people, like they get in their groups and they start talking about like, oh, how was your week? Oh, hey, how was your week, Samantha? Oh, hey, how did you do this week? Oh, well, like as that was going on in this little group, Bill, the guy that ended up training us, he was like, hey, I saw this backyard wrestling special on News Center 7. Like, I wish I knew who those kids were in New Carlisle. They actually seem like they have heads on their shoulders.
Right.
In that group, our commentator, his name was Derek. His mom was in that group and was like, I know those kids. And she put us in touch with him, and that's how we became pro wrestlers.
Nice. Very nice.
Like strictly from the backyard wrestling special, and was like, oh, wow, they actually have a ring. And Bill came out and we put out a couple practice matches for him. And he's like, all right, guys, like, here's the deal. At that time I was 15 years old. He goes, well, I'll train you guys for free. When you guys are ready, I'm going to start this company in Springfield, Ohio. I'll train you, but like you have to work off your training for 2 years. Do you guys want to do it? And we all was like, hell yeah. So we jumped on that. He trained us for 2 years in this barn. It's like when it was raining, like there was holes in the barn, like the rain would get in the ring, like when it snowed, there'd be snow drifts in the ring. Like the mats were hard because we had actual our high school threw out their wrestling mats, and our we were cool with our janitor, his name was Earl. He was like, "Hey kids, like they're throwing out the wrestling mats. I know you guys have your own ring. Like this would be perfect for it." So we all went there, took the big wrestling mats, put it on our shoulders, and actually walked 2 miles to the barn from the school. All of us, like 14, 15 of us, whatever it was, like we would just our wrestling mats, and that stuff got super super hard
Sure.
in the winters. But like he did that for 2 years, and he actually never ever ran a show.
Wow.
Which was like crazy. So we kind of all got trained for free for 2 years.
Now, not to interrupt you, but when I first met you, I met you at my trainer, Les Thatcher's, when I was bringing my students to Thatcher's. How did you end up at Thatcher's? Now, understand, everybody, as I talk about this, we're talking about a former WWF developmental territory that this guy, who just happened to start wrestling in his backyard, somehow ended up there. How did you end up there?
So when I walked into HWA, it was literally a boy walking into a men's world. Like it was a man's world back then too. They just got their developmental deal. Their developmental. So like everyone was on high alert, and I was probably 145 pounds soaking wet.
Yep.
And luckily from the backyard to doing independents around the Dayton area, Shark Boy was on some independent shows, and he happened to be on one of the shows we were on, and he's like, "Hey, I really like you and your brother stuff. Like I'm starting this company called Buckeye Pro Wrestling."
I remember
So
that.
we started I started wrestling for him, but like I was a singles for him. I actually won his title and stuff. But at that time we were doing the tag. It was Irish Airborne actually it was just Crazy J and Lotus. Weird our Juggalo names. Wow, that was even before all that.
Now full circle, right?
Yeah, right. That's wild. So Cody just was in the process of buying. I don't know the justice of that. Like I just know Les Thatcher was stepping down. Like he was still there, and he was still giving critiques, and he would still like the first thing Les ever told me is the best thing that ever could have happened in the business is your mother should have swallowed you. Like that, I was just like, oh.
Now,
Damn.
Tarek and I were the first small guys that Thatcher trained, and it was almost like he hated it, but he did it anyways, And he was somebody you really, really, truly had to earn it. And when I would bring my guys there, it was almost kind of like going for that stamp of approval that I got it right, that I did it right. And I was getting that from him as well. So I wanted to know that I was teaching correctly. So that's the reason why I would bring my guys there as
also
well.
making sure you're passing on his knowledge too, and showing him that you're passing on the knowledge that he showed, that he taught you. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Like we literally, Cody happened to be on one of the shows that Shark Boy was running in Middletown, I think it was, and like that it was like I think it was like a bar. I don't it's all kind of a blur, but he was like, "Hey, I think it was Tuesday night showcases." He was like, "You guys free on Tuesday?" I was like, "You bet your ass we are." And like we started showing up and never looked back, and that was the late 2003, and then 2004 was just boom. 2006 started in Ring of Honor.
So you remember that the first thing that I did when I took over as a trainer for IPW was I created that bridge between IPW and HWA in hopes of trying to create a territory again to where we were developing talent to go over to there, and then we started exchanging talent, if you remember.
That's cool. That's so awesome because like, okay, out of nowhere, I just remember Dave, because Dave handled all the bookings and all that stuff. He talked to all the promoters, and he would just be, because like I had my family, like even back then, like you know, my oldest is now 21. I think she was, yeah, like we're talking, she was just getting born in like 2004. We would bring her into the HWA like with the car seat and stuff. So like Dave was real cool about everything. He would just be like, "Hey, Jake, this is where we are, you know, this week, like
Now,
show up here."
real quick, go down a small list of the talent that we developed in that time frame that went on to. I mean, how
Man,
many?
like that's what I was saying too. That's what I was getting at too, is like that was what's so great is Dave would just be like, "Hey bro, like we're in Indianapolis this week." And I was like, What really?" And that was the first outside of the state booking that we got was through that. So that's so awesome to learn the origin story on like you trying to bridge and build that territory system, because I remember Hillbilly Jed. I remember Dave Davidson. You know, I remember like those guys coming into the HWA, and we were working like Drake. You know, a lot of those guys, all of them, man. Like they would
But
come in, and like that's so cool that, and then when we'd come to Indianapolis and work for Mike, we worked for Mike the whole rest of the entirety until the last show that Insanity Pro Wrestling ran.
Right. And as I was talking about the talent, we're talking about guys like Moxley,
Drake,
Sammy Callahan.
Sammy Callahan was there at the beginning. Like I remember pulling Sammy to the back, and this is why we're still the best of friends to this day. Like I pulled him in the back of that old HWA building from where we moved from where it was on Evendale, moved to Evendale. So it was like the mural, like they had the cartoons of everybody that came through. I don't know if you were at that building, but that's the building I'm talking about. But I'd pull Sammy to the side, and it was like nasty gravel, like construction, you know, back in the back of the building, and I would teach him how to form because he was just breaking in. He broke in through the Shark Tank too. Like he broke in through the Shark Tank, got an HWA, worked his balls off and never looked back. But like Sammy, there was a man, I'm trying to think, that class of people there, we kind of
We
done some cool
developed a lot of
things.
guys.
You
We
all have done
developed.
some cool things. Like even I try to like I kind of go down through path holes where it's like, man, like have I done enough? Like man, like because I'll be honest, being 23 years in the business, I have more road behind me than I do ahead of me. I'm not like I'm by any means. I look great, but I am 41 years old. Like I'm in the best
And
shape
you're
of my
humble
life.
too.
You know, I'm having all these awesome matches. I do a lot of death matches and shit. You know, so it's like, with all that being said, like I know the path ahead of me is not like it is behind me.
Well, the big thing that we try to point out in this show, and you're a living example of this, is if you have goals and if you stick to your goals and you follow these things are possible. You don't have to listen to the haters. You don't have to follow a certain path.
Yeah,
You
and
just
that's
have
where I
to
was
have.
getting at too. Is like I go down there. I was like, man, what have I done? Like, I felt like my career am I filled? Do I feel full off my career? And it's like, man, like I've won the X Division title. I won the tag titles in TNA. I've won major championships all over. Even going back to HWA and IPW, like it's so cool to think about like the stepping stones of what got you to the place that you are. And then I realized, wow, like I've done a lot of cool shit in this business. I've done 5 tours of Japan, it's just it's awesome. Like, so with all that being said, like I just I'm blessed. I feel really happy. I'm blessed the fact that I was able to have such a successful career and still going. And knock on wood, never had a major injury where I've had to take any time off. So this is 23
Nice.
years straight. Like, even though I'm not saying I'm better than whoever your Mount Rushmore may be, but like whoever your Mount Rushmore of like wrestlers are, like guaranteed they've had to take time off for their surgery. They've had to, like take 6, 7, 8 months. Like I've been straight through 23 years, and it's not like I've not taken any kind of risk or chances. Like I do. Look at where we just opened this shit.
Exactly.
But like I'm really proud of the fact that I'm able to have such a blessed career to be able to say that. Like I'm really proud of that, and I also take pride in the knowledge and knowing what to do, where to do it, and what not to do, and what my limitations are in and outside of the wrestling ring.
Nice.
I really feel like that's kind of helped that along too. I take risk. We all take risks. If you step foot in those ropes, you're taking a risk. You could turn an ankle, you could break an ankle, you could tear a knee, like literally padding could be messed up. Like there could be 1,000 things wrong with that ring or your body at that time. But luckily, like, hasn't happened yet.
Right.
It's funny that you mentioned Mount Rushmore. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back and play Straight Fire.
They said, Jake, what do you think about everybody that uses the DDT and people kick out? He said, apparently I'm the only one that does it right because nobody kicked out.
That's right. All right, and we are back. Jake Crist, it is time to play Straight Fire. 5 random questions, no wrong answers. Don't think about it too hard. Question number 1. If dogs wore pants, would they wear them on 2 legs or 4 legs?
2.
All right.
I think they would cover their butts.
Fair enough.
Have the tails out. That's what I'm picturing. Maybe have a dog like suit, tie.
Very posh dog. Very
yeah.
Bushy, is that the word?
That's how I would dress my dog. But then it's like, I don't know. Now I'm kind of thinking about it.
What's your favorite arena to work in?
Man, I've been to Corrigan. I've been, I've probably the Rockstar Pro Arena in Dayton, Ohio. I used to book that for 6 years. We had such a crazy, cool Rockstar vibe, like atmosphere. It was really cool. Either that or Revolver in Iowa is really awesome. Like Clive, Iowa. The pavilion's probably my favorite building to work for. And
Nice.
and I did ECW Arena, did Corrigan Hall, did all like the famous arenas that an independent wrestler could
Sure.
do, other than like Madison Square Garden.
Well, I think everybody
done
wants
that.
Madison Square
I've
Garden.
done I've done Manhattan Center.
I love that building. That is a great building.
Frankenstein Ballroom. I've done all that. But like Rockstar and Clive, Iowa are like my two. Like they're 1A and 1B.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Of all time, what's your favorite gimmick? Who was your, like, oh, that's like Rick Rude, or like who was the guy?
Macho Man, yeah, he was my favorite guy. Yeah, I loved him. Yeah, man, it was totally Macho Man. Hulk Hogan brought me in. Macho Man made me stay.
Fair enough. What was the best face or heel turn you've ever seen, in your opinion?
Man, that is a good question. Oh my God, there's so many. My favorite, bro. Man, I'd have to really actually give that some thought. I mean, like I guess the low hanging fruit, like the most recent one, Cena, like that was kind of cool. Like, but I wasn't expecting it. I like the big fucking dramatic hug and stuff, but like I don't think that was the best one of all time. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite of all time. You know what? I'm gonna give it some thought, and I'm gonna text it over.
leave a comment when the video goes live.
We'll
let you know.
I'm totally giving that some thought. Man.
Awesome.
Best heel or face turn.
And of course the inevitable. Who is on your Mount Rushmore?
Probably Dusty, Muda. Love Muda. Stone Cold. I think you have to throw Stone Cold up there. Just what he was able to do with the business and stuff. And man, like you gotta throw Hogan on there. Like despite like what anything,
love him or hate him,
whatever, all that shit, like he brought it into mainstream. Like,
oh yeah,
your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler wouldn't be in this business if it wasn't for
Hulk
what
Hogan.
Him and Vince McMahon was able to do within this industry, despite it being against the grain and the territory system and the good old boy. Like, cause that's what that was, the territory systems, like I would have loved, I feel like a guy like me would have thrived in like the territory system.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have got my ass beat because of how tall, how short and small I am. But either way, I think I could be a good fire up baby face and say, "Come on, baby."
You'd be like Tommy Rich.
Absolutely. Well, Tommy Rich is a big guy though.
He is. Yeah, Tommy is a big guy.
Like all those guys in the territory, like wrestlers back in the day, bro, like they were huge.
Oh yeah.
They were huge. That's why Les hated guys like me and Izzy.
What are we supposed to do with these little guys? Go out there, wrestle a midget or something.
Before we get out of here, man, I want to explain what I felt is a great compliment and give you a great compliment. And the great compliment that I felt recently was at the gathering when you came looking to find me, man, and came up and, hey, you had to come find me. And that still means the world to me, that you and I still are on that level with each other. Yeah, and my compliment to you comes from a third person by the name of Tarek. And I talked to Tarek this last week and told him that I had touched bases with you. And he was so happy to hear that. He talked about how you and him used to beat each other's asses and he had so much love for you. And that guy, when we talk about wrestlers, most of the time he hasn't got too much good to say about a lot of people, man, but he had nothing but shining praises for you and nothing but love. So hello from Tarek, by the way.
I love Tarek so much. Quick little story about Tarek and I. You were talking about us beating each other up. He was my first ever fucking work shoot.
All right.
He was my first ever work shoot, and like Cody was at HWA. It was a tag match, and it was him and Tack. And I remember him telling me, he pulls me to the side and he said, I need you to do this to me, Jake. If you do not do this, if you do not hit me as hard as you can, I will have no respect for you. And bro, that shattered my heart because of the history that I knew of you and Tarek. And I was like, all right, man, I got you. Are you sure? I said, are you sure? He said, I'm sure, bro. And I just went at it, bro. And it became a big piece of business for the HWA. And like,
yeah,
we worked everybody. Like, I remember that next morning, like I'm checking in on him, and because he was leaking, and I was like, "Are you okay, bro? Like, you told me, like, I'm so sorry." He's like, "That's what I'm fucking talking about. That's what I need, bro." Tarek is the man. Like, God, I wish I could run into Tarek.
Yeah, man. But he said nothing but his best wishes. And along those lines, we've discussed Gypsy Joe in the past. And this is along those same lines. Is if you hit me with everything you got, you can't be mad if I hit you with everything I fucking got. And we'll shake hands afterwards. And that was the Gypsy Joe kind of philosophy as well.
Sure.
And so that's a bit of the mindset. But yeah, that was the greatest compliment that I could share with you, man.
Thank you so much, man. That means the world to me. I hope Tarek's listening, man. If you are, I love you. I'm gonna reach out. I've actually been trying to reach out to him as of late too. Like
okay, I'll get you his
in
number.
Communication. So yeah, I'll get his number for you.
Cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
So where can the people go and see Jake Crist next?
Man, I got a bunch of Revolver dates coming up, a bunch of JCW shows coming up, and the local independents I'll be popping in and out of.
Awesome.
When I say local, I mean not like the Dayton area, but like local, like in Indiana, Michigan, stuff like that. To me, that's local. Like I do a lot of stuff. Do a lot of independents in Michigan, the XICW. I love the Monroes, like Malcolm 2 and 3s. 2 and 3 is awesome. So yeah, I love those guys. I like to do. I might pop in. I might try to pop into Clash. Like if they're running any shows, I might hit up Jeremy, see if I can wiggle my way into some shit. So who knows?
Very cool, folks. So keep up with Jake. Where can we find you online? You're on Facebook?
At the Jake Crist on Twitter and Instagram. Everywhere else is Jake Crist.
All right. Well, Jake, I want to thank you for coming out and talking to us today. Your time is greatly appreciated. And feel free to hit us up anytime. You're more than welcome here at our table.
Oh, man, that's great. You guys are amazing. I feel great.
We appreciate your time, man. It's been, it's so awesome to see you again, reconnect. We'll talk more in the future, man.
Absolutely.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, folks, be sure to stay with us at thclimitless.com for all of the updates and everything that we're doing, the new books, the movie, the TV shows. There's so much going on. So be sure to hang out with us. We're going to go ahead and do a last commercial break. Izzy, I will see you on Monday. Yep, I will see you on Monday. Jake, we'll talk again soon. Have a great weekend, guys.
Whoop, whoop.
And ask yourself, person you are.
The military are taking people.
What is going on here? Are you even real?
Just because the whole world is going crazy doesn't mean we have to go crazy with it!